Imagine going about your normal life, eating breakfast, watching TV, sleeping in your own bed, completely unaware that someone else is living inside your home, not outside, not in the garage, inside, hidden just meters from where you sleep every night. This isn't a horror movie, this is something that actually happened in Japan, and the truth of how it was discovered is somehow even stranger than the story itself. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you're going to question how well you really know the spaces around you. Our story takes place in Fukuoka, a large modern city on Japan's southern island of Kyushu, known for its food, its festivals, and its famously low crime rate. Here lived an ordinary man. We don't know his name. Japanese media kept his identity private. What we do know is this: he lived alone. At least he thought he did. For months, small things had been slightly off. Food in the refrigerator would disappear. Not all of it, just a little. Enough that you'd notice, but not so much that you'd immediately panic. He'd check. Nothing else seemed missing. No signs of forced entry, no broken locks, just less food than he remembered buying. He told himself maybe he was forgetting. Maybe he was eating more than he thought. He brushed it off, but the feeling wouldn't go away. Something wasn't right in his own home. And in Japan, a country where burglary is incredibly rare, this was deeply unsettling. So he did what any logical person would do in 2008. He installed security cameras, small ones, positioned to capture movement inside the house while he was out. He connected them to his mobile phone, and then he waited. One Wednesday morning, he stepped out of the house as usual. A few hours later, his phone buzzed, motion detected. He opened the app, and there, on the grainy black and white feet of his own home, was a woman, calmly walking through his house, moving through his kitchen, completely at ease, like she belonged there. He stared at the screen for a moment that must have felt like a very long time. Then he called the police. Officers arrived quickly and began a methodical search of the property, every room, every corner, every possible space. But they found nothing, no woman, no sign of anyone. They were about to conclude it was a glitch, a false alarm, perhaps a neighbor caught on a poorly angled lens. But one officer kept looking. There was a sliding closet door, the kind common in Japanese homes, built into the wall, designed to store futons and bedding. A narrow ceiling height space. They slid it open, and there she was, curled up on her side in the darkness, a thin futon beneath her, a small arrangement of plastic water bottles lined against the wall, just barely enough room to lie flat. A 58-year-old woman named Tatsuko Horikawa. Police spokesman Hiroki Itakura later described the moment. We searched the house, checking everywhere that someone could possibly hide. When we slid open the closet door, there she was, curled up nervously on her side. Now here is where the story shifts, from shocking to something more complicated. Tatsuko Horikawa wasn't a criminal mastermind. She wasn't dangerous. She wasn't even a thief in the traditional sense. She was homeless, and she had been for some time. When police questioned her, she explained calmly. She had first entered the house about a year earlier, approximately 365 days before her discovery, when the owner had accidentally left the door unlocked while stepping out. She had walked in, found the small room rarely used, slid open that closet door, and made a decision. She moved in. For 12 months, she lived in a space roughly the size of a large suitcase. She waited until the man left for work before slipping out to use the bathroom, take a shower, and take small amounts of food from the kitchen. Always careful, always quiet, always returning to her cupboard before he came home. She stole nothing, no money, no valuables, no electronics. Police were struck by one detail in particular. When they found her, she appeared neat and clean, well presented, the kind of appearance that takes effort to maintain. Think about that. Maintaining personal hygiene while secretly living in someone's closet, waking up every morning and choosing to present yourself with dignity despite everything. Investigators believe she may have done this before, moving between different addresses in the neighborhood, quietly taking shelter in other people's unused spaces, never staying long enough to be noticed, until now.